What makes us exceptional, what makes us American, is our allegiance to an idea articulated in a declaration made more than 2 centuries ago. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
What is equality? This concept that is so important it is in the opening to Obama's inaugural speech. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines equal as the same in number, amount, degree, rank, or quality. But what equality means for American politics is exceptionally hard to define. There isn't even one simple type of equality. There is political equality, economic equality, social equality, and so many others. In America, however, we tend to focus on equality of opportunity.
During the 19th century, and especially after the Civil War and on into the 20th century, the idea of equality came to have a much more definite and specific meaning than the abstract concept of equality before God. It came more and more to mean that everyone should have the same opportunity to make what he could of his capacities, that all careers should be open to people on the basis of their talents, independently of the race or religion or belief or social class that characterized them.
In America, we give a lot of weight to the term equality. However, the principle of equality isn't even mentioned in the original Constitution. It wasn't added in until 1868 after the Civil War with the 14th Amendment. Although Congress and the President were responsible for the 14th Amendment and other legal guarantees of equality, such as the Civil Rights Act and the No Child Left Behind Act, the Supreme Court has typically been central to interpreting what the Constitution means by equality. In order to understand equality, we need to examine the historical process of interpreting the concept of equality in American politics. Equality began as a central concept in the American Revolution. The reason we wanted independence was because we were unequal with the rest of England. Consequently, equality is a central concept in the Declaration of Independence, though it's not even in the Constitution. Political and civil rights were only perceived to apply to a select few in the time of the writing of the Constitution. Furthermore, the founders wished to avoid addressing the politically explosive issue of slavery. Thus, the Constitution couldn't really address antebellum struggles, because it didn't really say anything about who was entitled to rights. It took the 14th Amendment after the Civil War to give everyone equal rights. The Supreme Court took over the job of defining equality after that. But for 40 years, the court barely ever took action to enforce the Equal Protection Clause. But in Plessy v. Ferguson in 1896, the court stuck to the most formal definition of equality, deciding that separate could be constitutionally equal. From 1896 to 1954, the court interpreted constitutional equality as a comparative standard between groups, not between individuals. The idea that the Constitution called for equality between individuals came about in 1954 with the landmark court case Brown v. Board of Education. The case fueled a constitutional revolution in terms of the definition of equality. Race became an explicit factor in determining legal equality, and equality became a meaningful political value. So what does equality look like today? As throughout the rest of U.S. history, it's still up for debate. In recent history, the debate is focused on the Equal Rights Amendment, affirmative action, and marriage equality. We proclaim equality of opportunity for all, but, as in the rest of history, it's still hard to believe. As Stanley Katz says in his article, equality of all people in every circumstance is not a politically realistic goal.